Mary, I am out of control. Yeah, I use drugs. I can do what I want, bitch. Yeah, I have sex and I don't use protection. It's my hot body. I'll do what I want. I don't go to school and I kill people. Whatever. I'll do what I want. Do what I want.
Well, I'm stupid and starting off wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, good to see everybody. I've had an interesting day. Some good, some bad, some in between. To start, finally get my taxes finished. So, my God, somebody help me. God, I hate taxes. I hate giving the government money. Also, had to fix a weed that my kids stuck like 5 CDs in. So that was fun. And I've been looking at all this banking information shit. And I thought it would be prudent and a good time to go ahead and go through that. Because I know a lot of people have been asking or talking amongst themselves. And I thought it might be interesting to see what's going on. So we'll get into the Federal Reserve, fractional reserve banking, and then some of the more recent news and everything surrounding that. With that, let's say hi to everybody. And then we'll kind of get into it. So we have the lovely Impish. Good to see you, dear. Glitter, what's up, buddy? So some asshole who stole 36 cow from me got raided today. Oh, that's wonderful. That's awesome. And that's a lot of money, isn't it? What's up, 3 beers? I'm sure he does. What's up, X-Comer? Oh, yeah, the investment bank in California went down a couple days ago. I haven't heard about the New York one, but we'll definitely figure that out. Sort of, yeah. If it gets a little too spicy, we're going to go ahead and pop over to the good old Rumbles. But I'm going to try and stay here as long as possible. I know they do. One day I'll get to the moon and steal them. Steal it.
Nazi fags.
On the moon. But I don't want it, beers. Signature Bank closed by New York regulators in SVB's wake. Huh. Well, that's cool. Mystic, good to see you. That's what I figured. I knew cattle was not cheap. So, yeah, that's a lot of money then. Yeah, especially some of us. So I got a couple things I want to get to before we get into the topic at hand. I cut down the news intro because you guys were all bitching about it. No, let me know what you think. I just literally cut it down. Yep, I know I can cut 2 seconds off the back, but we know now. We'll keep going. What's up, man, bud? Our bulls and babies and the mamas are champs. Damn it, I said it before it was even finished. I'll cut some off the back. What's up, Richard? Another thing that's... so I like the NCAA tournament. Big fan of it. My Michigan State Spartans have made the tournament for 25 straight years. Coach Izzo probably only has about 3 left in him. And I only say 3 because he has a hell of a recruiting class coming in. So, no, it doesn't. So, I wonder if it will. I hope it doesn't clip it off. Shit, it did. Hang on. Let me get to it. I don't know why they limit creators. Like, wouldn't you think that we should be able to have as much characters as we wanted to? What the? Oh, there it is. Okay. So here's a bit.ly. I created a bracket pool. And I was thinking that we might do some kind of prize winner for March Madness because I'm a big fan of college basketball. So I think everyone here is a member of what? Mensa? I don't know. Anyways, so follow that link. Go fill out a bracket. It's fun stuff. All right. So that's that. And I sent out some links. We'll see who's hanging out and around. The great Aussie Overlord didn't stream at all this week, so hoping he stops by. But we'll see. So I know that the banking industry has been... Oh, there we go. Regulators have closed the New York Signature Bank, citing systemic risk. We're all supposed to be watching this by the minute something is going on. Yes, I agree. Wow. Okay. Apparently, there's a big push of migrants in El Paso. But I was going to try to avoid just straight news because we got a lot to cover. So, let's see. So, we're going to start with the... hang on. I thought it was SVG. Hell. So let's see if we can find it on SVB. Okay, there we go. SVB. All right, and apparently this is not an unusual thing. So, how about that corruption cases in West Virginia? I haven't seen that at all. That's what we're gonna get into, Nick. Good to see you, buddy. You look like a new member here, a new individual here. So, oh, I know he's playing Mr. Mom, but so we'll get into that. So I figured we'd start at the beginning, and so, wow, I either have too many tabs open or am losing my mind today. Both are completely possible and equally as probable. So this is the Federal Deposit Insurance Company, and these are their most recent bank closures. So the Silicon Valley Bank in Santa Clara, California, and then actually the last one we had was 2020, but there are several that have closed going back. Supposedly this was the second largest since the 2008 financial collapse. And in my personal opinion, I think that we've kept it so artificially inflated for such a long time that we're probably in another financial collapse. That's what makes the most sense. So we'll start to see what's going on here in a minute. So we'll get started. Like, again, some of the things I wanted to go through is what is the FDIC, the Federal Reserve, things of that nature. So we'll start with the Federal Reserve. So this is from the Board of Governors at the Federal Reserve. Get the information straight from the source. You don't already have some? You're probably too late, buddy, if it's just starting to get time. And we cannot give, of course, financial advice of any kind. And I'll throw nothing we say constitutes advice in any way, for jokes and entertainment only. So, yeah, more silver. Now you're doing better. There you go. Yeah, we'll look at it, right? We'll look at it right now. So spot gold, $18.79 an ounce. Spot silver is up to $20.67. So they're going up. Plus $43. So precious metals, in my opinion, are always something that's good to have on hand. So here is a 1-year chart. So here's the dip, and we're starting to go back up. If you look into silver, God damn it, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the chart. This is not a good site, by the way. I used a different one generally, but silver, we're starting to head back up that mountaintop. So, ding, yeah. Now if we look at like the 10-year of silver, seriously, are you not going to update, bastard? No, it. They only have 2 years of price data on this website. That's stupid. Oh, there we go. So there's the 5-year of silver 100-ounce or 10-ounce bars, I guess. I don't know why it's. This is not a great site. But anyways, there's a rough estimate of prices. Yeah, no complaining anyways. AP, precious metals are only a thing keeping my IRA and 401k from collapsing. Yep. What's up, buddy? And again, in my opinion, get the real stuff. Don't keep notes on something that could potentially be. Fuck you, glitter fart. What's up, Andrea? So we're gonna ignore glitter fart being a troll, massive troll, and we're going to go over here to the Federal Reserve itself and read what they have to say, and then we'll go into other things about them. The Federal Reserve System is the central bank of the United States. It performs 5 general functions to promote the effective operation of the U.S. economy and, more generally, the public interest. Don't buy any of that. The Federal Reserve conducts the nation's monetary policy to promote maximum employment, stable prices, and moderate long-term interest rates in the U.S. economy, promotes the stability of the financial system, and seeks to minimize and contain systemic risks through active monitoring and engagement in the U.S. and abroad. Hi, Barb. Promotes the safety and soundness of individual financial institutions and monitors their impact on the financial system as a whole, fosters payment and settlement system safety and efficiency through services to the banking industry and the U.S. government to facilitate U.S. dollar transactions and payments, and promotes consumer protection and community development through consumer-focused supervision and examination, research and analysis of emerging consumer issues and trends, community economic development activities, and the administration of consumer laws and regulations. All of that is complete and utter bullshit. So, for those who don't know, the Federal Reserve is not part of the United States government. So, and we'll get into some history of it. So, Jerome Powell is the Fed chair. Barr, Lisa Cook, Michelle Bowman, Christopher Waller, and Philip N. Jefferson are the current members. And it's broken down into different regional banks. So 7 is where I'm at, the Chicago area bank. This guy runs it. Wow, that's Austin D. Goolsby. Looks sus. Fun fact, the Federal Reserve doesn't consider gold as a needed asset. Not because we don't have any, but because we need other stuff. I mean, it's good to diversify, but some gold would help us out right now. And China seems to think that gold's important. Hey, Leanie. God damn it. I don't want to go back to... So I'm trying to not get... So the problem is getting information from anything that isn't the Federal Reserve or some organization of the government. So, been ever hopeful to find something. It's not very it's not very likely that you're ever going to find shit that isn't, because they don't want people knowing. Let's see. This might be interesting. Bankrate.com. This is the 9 myths of the Federal Reserve. The Fed is funded through taxpayer money is a myth. Income comes from interest payments on the government securities it owns. Fed makes a profit. After paying its operational expenses, the Fed turns its profits over to the Treasury Department. Fed isn't audited. Independent accounting firms audit both the Fed's Board of Governors and regional reserve banks. Fed is unsupervised, but still reports to lawmakers. Fed prints money, blah, blah, blah. I hate this already. So we're going to jump around. I just thought it might be interesting, but it wasn't. So this is federalreserveeducation.org, the history of the Federal Reserve. To finance the American Revolution, the Continental Congress printed new nation's first paper money, known as Continentals. The fiat money notes were issued in such quantity led to inflation, which, though mild at first, rapidly accelerated as the war progressed. Eventually, people lost faith in their notes, and the phrase "not worth a continental" came to mean utterly worthless. Hi, Suzanne. Uh, 1881, first attempt at central banking. At the urging of the Treasury Secretary Alexander Hamilton, Congress established the first bank of the United States, headquartered in Philadelphia in 1791. It was the largest corporation in the country and was dominated by big banking and money interests. Many agrarian-minded Americans, uncomfortable with the idea of large and powerful bank, opposed it, as we should. When the bank's 20-year charter expired in 1811, Congress refused to renew it by one vote. 1836, a second try fails. By 1816, the political climate was once again inclined towards the idea of a central bank by a narrow margin. Congress agreed to charter the second Bank of the United States, but when Andrew Jackson, a central bank foe, was elected president in 1828, he vowed to kill it. His attack on its banker-controlled power touched a popular nerve with Americans. And when the second bank's charter expired in 1836, it was not renewed. Then we get into free banks and stuff like that. And then we're going to jump ahead just a little bit to 1907. Although the National Banking Act of 1863 established some measure of currency stabilities for a growing nation, bank runs and financial panics continued to plague the economy. In 1893, a banking panic triggered one of the worst depressions of the United States, had ever seen, and the economy stabilized only after the intervention of financial mogul J.P. Morgan Chase, blah, blah, blah. Starting to get some popular names or some influential names. So it was clear that the nation's banking and financial systems needed serious attention. So in 1907, a bout of speculation on Wall Street ended in failure, triggering a particularly severe banking panic. JP Morgan was again called upon to avert disaster. By this time, most Americans were calling for reform to banking system, but the structure of that reform was cause for deep division among the country's citizens. Conservatives and powerful money trusts in the eastern big cities were vehemently opposed by progressives. But there was a growing consensus among all Americans that central banking authority was needed to ensure a healthy banking system and provide for an elastic currency. So we start getting into when there's a push for a decentralized bank. We get Woodrow Wilson starting reforming it. Hey, what's up, Wild Red? Over in Rumble. From December 1912 to December 1913, the Glass-Wills proposal was hotly debated, molded, and reshaped. By December 23, 1913, when President Woodrow Wilson signed the Federal Reserve Act into law, it stood as a classic example of a compromise, a decentral bank that balanced the competing interests of private banks and populist sentiment. Before the new central bank could begin operation, Reserve Banking Operating Committee, comprised of Treasury Secretary William McAdoo, Secretary of Agriculture David Houston, and Comptroller of the Currency John Skelton Williams, had the arduous task of building a working institution around the bare bones of the new law. But by November 16, 1914, the 12 cities chosen as sites for the regional reserve banks were open for business just as hostilities in Europe erupted into World War I. And if you look into a little bit of a tinfoil hat, when the Titanic sunk, there were a lot of very influential opposition leaders to the Federal Reserve. So, what's up, Waxing? So then we get into the 20s, we get into the World Wars, market crash and the Great Depression. And then we get into the Banking Act of 1935, further changes for the Fed, Federal Open Market Committee as a separate legal entity, removal of the Treasury Secretary and the Comptroller of the Currency from the Fed's governing board, and establishment of the members' terms at 14 years. So it keeps going to where it is today. But it's not a government agency. September 11th, blah, blah, blah. Great Recession. These are all things that we're familiar with. So the Federal Reserve is not an elected position. It's not something that we vote on or approve. And for them to have that much power and that much understanding is pretty insane, if you ask me. I don't think that our politicians should have that much control and power, let alone some rich banker guys. The government's. It's one of those things where I honestly don't know how we stop it. It's one of those things that's so ingrained in us at this point that we can have conversations and a lot of lip service paid to where, break up the Fed, blah, blah, blah. But I don't see any of it actually happening ever, unfortunately. So it's interesting. It's interesting. There's always been serious considerations given to conspiracy surrounding them. Because of the power that they actually have. So so it's one of those things that here, I'm gonna go to and it's one of those things where they try and dupe people. So it's the U.S. central banking system, the Federal Reserve, or the Fed, is the most powerful economic institution in the United States, perhaps the world. Its core responsibilities include setting interest rates, managing the money supply, and regulating financial markets. So what does the Fed do? The United States, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. We don't want the history. Federal Reserve. Of the public 12 regional banks, the New York Fed, which is responsible for the heart of the nation's financial life, has been long considered first among equals. It runs the Fed's trading desks, helps regulate Wall Street, and oversees the largest pool of assets. No financial advice. So it's one of those things where they have an unbelievable amount of power, and and they make recommendations to the government. They all that kind of stuff. And there's not really any, like, we didn't vote for them. They aren't people that we put up there. Exactly. So as we see, when we're really doing well, our interest rates way up, and then we've been at such a, I mean, if you want to really think about it, we've been at such a close to zero for so long that it eventually was going to all have to come crashing down. So yeah, and exactly, they dictate everything. They don't make recommendations or friendly reminders. They tell the United States what to do. And I think the Fed should be gone. To think that, I mean, they even had some informational input with the pandemic. How does the Fed have anything to do with the pandemic? So, I mean, and who allowed the federal government, or the federal, see, I messed up, who allowed the Federal Reserve to be able to regulate our money supply? And yeah, they don't print it, but they just send it over to the government to so here's what, and they also are part of the banking system. So we have what the Federal Reserve does: manages inflation. Well, they're doing a shit job at that. Supervises the banking system. Well, they're supervising themselves because they are the banking system. Maintains the stability of the financial system. Again, when we get into the shit and when it's good, I think they do a good job. But then when we get into crisis, they just like to point the finger. Oh, of course it does. Well, yeah. And provides banking services. So again, back to this one, supervise it, but then provide services. So key takeaways: the Federal Reserve is the central bank of the United States. The Fed manages inflation, regulates the national banking system, stabilizes financial markets, protects consumers, and more. Although the Fed board members are appointed by the president, it is designated or designed to function independently of political influence. The Fed plays a significant role in the financial concerns that affect the lives of all Americans. Bullshit. They care about themselves, and that's about it. So yeah, it's the central banks only feeds into the central power structure, and it really beats up on the federalist system, because nobody was supposed to have that kind of power. No one. And now, we have one with the other. And they're working in tandem. So just made me think of something. So oh, are they thinking about that again? Oh, so those of you who don't know, Barack Obama created a $1 trillion coin to get past the debt ceiling a while back. So they're thinking about that again. So and we'll talk about that in just a minute here. We'll also get into some other stuff here. So monetary policy is a manner by which the Fed controls supply of money in the economy. Affect interest rates, which in turn influence the economy and the financial system. So they change interest rates on treasury bonds, interest rates on lending, stuff like that. How the Fed affects you too damn much. So I was looking for a video, but I don't want to do a video, but you have notes with the Easter Bunny on it. What? Huh. That's cool. I'm all excited about that then. Give me 1 second, because it's so hard to get like an unbiased source on something as powerful as the Fed. This one actually doesn't look too bad. So.
Reserve, the cornerstone of the American economy.
Let's see.
For just over a century, the Fed has overseen the financial system of the US, but its track record has been far from perfect. Worse yet, it has such a unique and convoluted structure that it's very difficult for people to really understand it, which is why, unsurprisingly, the Fed has been subject to various conspiracy theories, from being owned by the Rothschilds to being operated by lizard people. Today, we're going back to the
God, I really hope it's owned by lizard people.
Dawn of American finance to see how the Fed was created, how it works, and who really owns it. This video is brought to you by Skillshare, where you can...
No, it's not. I'm not paying Skillshare.
Skillshare was a nation in turmoil, and not just in the literal sense. The Civil War was no doubt devastating, but even during the peace that followed, America was plagued by frequent and deep economic depression.
It doesn't tell you how
the underlying cause
That's
was
what I'm
simple.
looking for.
America just lacked a proper financial system, and more importantly, it didn't have a central bank to save the day when things turned bad. Now, keep in mind, central banking wasn't a new concept. The Dutch were the first to come up with a central bank in 1609, and it was instrumental in transforming the Netherlands from a swampy backwater into a global economic empire. Following the example of the Dutch, the English created the Bank of England in 1694,
Good night, Gleer.
which of course became the backbone of the British Empire. But it's exactly this association with the British that made the Founding Fathers reluctant to use the same model in the United States. There were 2 attempts at establishing a central bank even despite public opposition. Alexander Hamilton himself led the first movement in 1791. But in both cases, the systems lasted under 20 years and did little to stabilize the situation. And by all accounts, the situation was very, very bad. Back then, even a single local bank failing could result.
Yeah, I'm just trying to play it straight with, at first, with
And now a brief
something that's
lesson on the
not
Federal Reserve
the
system.
history about it, because there's a shit ton of history, but economics explained. All right, I can check that out.
The Federal Reserve, or the Fed, is the central bank of the United States. As the central bank, it determines our nation's monetary policy. This means the Fed determines how much money is floating around in the U.S. economic ecosystem, ready to be spent on goods or services. By controlling the money supply, the Fed is able to influence both interest rates and the
Seriously, don't do this to me right now, bitch.
health of the overall economy. The Fed's goal is to keep 2 important economic metrics in check: unemployment and inflation. The Federal Reserve has a few tools to influence the economy, but its primary focus is the federal funds rate. This is the rate banks use when they lend to one another. Let's look at how this works. Banks are required to keep a certain amount of customer deposits on hand. This is called the reserve requirement and is set by the Fed. If a bank is short one night, it'll call another bank and borrow money so it can meet the requirement. By influencing this interbank rate, the Fed.
I don't know why my internet just decided to be ridiculous.
It also influences other short-term rates. Here's how it works. Banks profit by borrowing money at one rate and lending it out at a higher rate. Now suppose the Fed increases the federal funds rate. Banks don't want to borrow at a higher rate and then loan at a lower rate. This would cause banks to lose a lot of money. So when borrowing rates increase, a bank raises the rate it charges.
Seriously, it's that auto quality. Damn it. I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're just having all kinds of shit tonight, aren't we? It's just trying to break it up so I don't get copyright struck. Ah, fuck it, I'm over it. Okay, so as soon as I go off it, it's fine. So I wonder if it's something with StreamYard uploading it. So the Federal Reserve is a piece of shit. That we all knew that. So this is something that I found was very, very interesting. And this is about the $1 trillion coin that Obama created. This is over half as interesting. I think he's kind of educational. Yeah. Holy shit, I'm not sharing it again. Jesus Christ. It's been a day. It's been a day. Let's try this again. Just sitting here watching the video. And the banks never raise saving interest rates, just keep people in their place. Such bullshit. Yeah. Yep.
Something vaguely educational. Today, we are going to
All right,
talk
now we
about
can see it.
trillion-dollar coins. But first, in order to understand why the US government would ever want to consider making a coin that's worth more than a gold-plated Jeff Bezos, we have to talk a little bit about the debt ceiling crisis of 2013. Now that half the audience is gone, the year was 2013. The month was January. The #1 YouTube channel was Smosh, Macklemore's thrift shop was rising up on the charts, and President Barack Obama had a problem. The US was about to hit the debt ceiling. Of course, what's the debt ceiling, says someone, so here's how the debt ceiling works. Each year, Congress passes and the president signs a budget that says how much it's going to spend on different things. So maybe it says the government will spend $10 billion on Big Macs, $20 billion on Doritos Locos Tacos, and $30 billion on Pepto-Bismol. It's then up to the US Treasury to buy all those things. The Treasury gets the money to do that from two main sources. The first is taxes, which are collected from the American people and American businesses, unless you're Amazon, of course. The US, you see, goes for the rare graduated bell curve tax bracket system. Typically, though, that tax money isn't enough, so the Treasury will make up the difference by
100%
borrowing money,
it's a lie.
which is done by issuing something called a Treasury bond. Vaguely educational. Today,
Are
we
you
have all those
shitting me?
crucial things in the budget. In 2013, the number was 16.39.
Whatever. The debt ceiling is absolutely a lie. It is just a political football that they can throw around. So. That's what it is.
$4 trillion. So if the debt were to pass $16.394 trillion, then the Fed wouldn't be allowed to borrow any more money, which means the Treasury wouldn't be able to buy all those crucial things in the budget. Normally, when the debt approaches that number, Congress just raises the debt ceiling, which means they just set a new higher number as the limit, and historically, this was a pretty uncontroversial bipartisan process. But in 2013, the Republican-led Congress refused to raise the debt ceiling unless Obama agreed to get rid of Obamacare. Unsurprisingly, Obama said no to this deal because, it turned out that Obama kind of liked Obamacare. That would be like asking me to stop mispronouncing obscure words like buffet. It was kind of Obama's thing. And so, Obama began looking for ways around the debt ceiling.
Of course. And the way that... so that's... yeah. And this is one of the most ridiculous things, this $1 trillion coin. So... could be, yeah.
That's where the $1 trillion coin came into play. The idea was, if the government can't borrow more money, what if they just made more money? While that may sound like the type of idea only a drunken second grader would suggest, bizarrely, in this case, it actually made sense. See, normally, only the Federal Reserve can create new money, and it has to be backed by bonds. In other words, if the Fed wants to create 100 new dollars, they have to sell a $100 treasury bond. This helps keep the US economy from imploding in case some maniac ever gets at the controls. They can't just print as much money as they want, except thanks to a loophole in a 1996 bill about commemorative coins, the Treasury actually can. The law, 31 USC 5112K, reads, the Secretary may mint and issue platinum bullion coins and proof platinum coins in accordance with such specifications, designs, varieties, quantities, denominations, and inscriptions as the Secretary, in the Secretary's discretion, may prescribe from time to time. The intent of this...
So, of course, Obama would exploit that and make it clown world all over again.
This law was to let the federal government create commemorative platinum coins for special occasions, but technically, because of the bill's unclear language, it meant that the Treasury Secretary could make a coin, so long as it was made of platinum, and then declare that it was worth any amount of money they wanted. So the plan was for the Treasury to mint a coin, declare that the coin was worth $1 trillion, then deposit that coin into their bank account at the Fed, which would make the debt, instead of being $16.394 trillion, only $15.394 trillion.
Is everybody following that? Like, yeah. Nothing to back it. Just print it up. Yeah, we were getting close to the debt ceiling. So let's just make a coin that's monopoly money. Drop it in our bank that's fake. And then it just goes away. Like, this, yeah, exactly. Clown world. This is just fucking insanity. When I first heard about this, I was like, this is Jesus Christ. Not anymore. Yeah, we'll get to it. I'm just pausing it so I don't get struck.
Below the ceiling. Eventually, once Congress raised the debt ceiling, the Treasury would just buy back the coin or melt it down,
No,
and in
don't
theory, it would
stop.
be like it never existed, and thus it wouldn't cause inflation. Now, I'm going to tell you something that might disappoint you. Although the $1 trillion coin was genuinely considered by the White House, they never went through with the plan, so no $1 trillion coin was ever actually minted. I know, the title of the video kind of made it seem like they actually made the coins, but you know what? The Greeks made it seem like they were just gifting Troy a cool wooden horse. Not everything is as it seems. On the bright side, now you know a bunch about treasury bonds and debt ceilings, which will come in handy the next time you're on a date and modern US monetary policy comes up, which I have to imagine happens all the time. Another thing that's sure to impress your dates is if you have an...
Okay, now it's just an ad. So they actually did make the coin. They just didn't actually make a coin. Or they made a coin, and I think it got melted down immediately. So, right, exactly. So let's get into a little bit more of the let's get into a little bit more of where we kind of came from and where we went to. So we'll get into colonial notes. So they actually did make the coins. So why not make 30 coins at 1 trillion and do the same shit? That's canceling national debt. All it would do is instant bankruptcy of the world. Well, and I think that places like China are getting worried that we might do some stupid shit like that. China has sold a ridiculous amount of our debt and now own. Xcomer posted an article the other day. Good timing, buddy. And they own, I think, less than $1 trillion in assets at this point. So I can bring up that article in a minute there. So what's up, Strong? So we have colonial notes, and then we have, I'm hoping that this gives U.S. currency education program. And this is not going to give me what the fuck I wanted. Give me 1 second. Like I said, I've been trying to do my freaking taxes all day, so I didn't, like, I had stuff ready. I just didn't have, usually I go through and read it and prep it. And that didn't happen today because I was on blackout time. Blackout from electronics other than doing my taxes. But so anyways, the United States started under the gold standard. During the gold standard, the currency and the value of the currency was backed with gold, like actual physical gold being held by the United States. So, yeah, and I think that's the scary part, because eventually it's going to implode. It has to, and it's been artificially propped up so damn long. It's going to get out of control. And I think we're starting to maybe see that. So after we started growing at a pretty ridiculous rate, we stopped backing our currency with gold. And I don't remember, I guess I can look it up. By somebody in chat knows. Richard Nixon, 1971. The U.S. was only ever on a true gold standard from, well, let's see. The U.S. was only ever on a true gold standard from 1879 to 1933. Any ties currency had to gold in the U.S. were severed in 1971 by Richard Nixon. And now it is full faith and credit of the United States government. So your trust in our government is the only thing that gives our money value. And we know that that's shit at this point. So really, your dollar's not worth anything. And that's why we've seen a runaway of inflation. The only reason why there's still stability in the world economy and why people haven't, for certain economics cover that there's a century of history before that's at play. Yeah. And like I said, Richard, I'm trying to just kind of touch on everything and, not go deep dive. And wars bail us out of financial situations all the time. And I think that's why there's such a push for one right now. But anyways, so we get into that. So we're no longer backed by gold. You can no longer audit the gold. There might not be any gold. And I was just getting to that. So full faith and credit in the United States by not only the citizenry, but the world. And that's slowly starting to fade. Now, the one thing that we do have still going for us is we are the world reserve currency because of the petrodollar. Once the petrodollar's gone, then I feel like we have some serious issue and we're going to have some serious trouble. And we start seeing Russia and China kind of pushing away and using Chinese money to purchase oil. And if we didn't have the petrodollar, the United States, in my opinion, would have collapsed long ago. But we've been propped up by the petrodollar. Because you have to buy oil with U.S. currency. And the petrodollar is 100% on life support. Because of China and Russia and the way that we've been kind of fucking them over, they're starting to do transactions in their own currency and make it work for themselves. So that's another thing that we have going for us is our currency is about to collapse because we have inept leaders. I wanted to these can be fun at times, the inflation calculator. Although we know they're lying to us about it, but it's neat to see. So if you had if something was $1 in 1913, a little bit more, 110 years later, the rate of inflation is 2,921%. And that same item would cost you about $30. So they exchanged that won at the Central Bank of Saudi to the dollar. Yep. Yeah, the ruble is doing well. Hopefully it doesn't make me pass out. Yeah, hopefully not. Stick around, buddy. Damn, where's my Chinese? So that's another thing. So then we get into my favorite. This one is fucking mind-blowing. So these big banks, they say, oh, it feels conspiracy and stuff like that. Well, this is not conspiracy. This is actually out there. And if you've never heard of fractional reserve banking, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. There was a system that was quite successful, created in direct opposition to the usury debt system. Just saying. So another thing that many people don't look at, and so if we look at the note, an actual dollar bill, and this isn't an actual, god damn it. Why can't you even get a picture of a fucking dollar bill anymore? Goddamn Google. Who the hell wants a big ass money picture? Whatever. It will work for this. So this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. So it's not even money anymore. It is a Federal Reserve note. That's for debt. It is a debt instrument. It is a piece of debt that we all can own today for the fucking low price of $100. So, back to this. Fractional reserve banking. No, I definitely was sharing that time, wasn't I? Shit. I'm just going to go take a nap. So if we look at the $100 bill, this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. And it is a Federal Reserve note. So it is a debt instrument, not even money. So the money isn't even money anymore. It's an instrument of debt. Another curious thing, if you, hang on, our money, our actual physical money, our coinage is not worth anything anymore. It's all garbage. It's all garbage. Yeah, well, we have a debt economy. So pennies aren't even copper anymore. Yeah, it is a Ponzi scheme. Absolutely. So pennies aren't even made out of copper anymore, if you didn't know. They have a very light copper on the outside, but they're mostly zinc. And if you melt them on an open flame...
a penny in flame.
Yeah, fuck you. If you melt them on an open flame, you can watch the zinc pop out. All right, come on. Go quicker. Faster. See, there goes the zinc. Yep. Absolutely. They give you the fake shit. Invest all the real. No, they're not that bad. So yeah, you get a little bit of zinc out of, or you get a large amount of zinc. The rest of the penny is just nothing. It's just a copper shell. Kind of interesting. So, yeah, copper is. So, the reason I got back to that is if anybody knows the 40 shit. Let me grab it. I don't know where my coin book is. Stevie, if you're still here, 45 was the steel pennies. During the World War, they were running out of copper, so they made steel pennies. Didn't try and hide it. They just made the pennies out of steel. Stevie would know. Yeah, 5%. Yep. So 1943. Okay. I knew it was an odd year in the 40s, but that's about as far as I remember. Oh, that's cool. Lead pennies. Huh. So we got to our money has been money. Our money's backed by nothing. Our money's backed on our faith in our money. So fractional reserve banking. The first time I heard about this blew my fucking mind. What is fractional reserve banking? Fractional reserve banking is a system in which only a fraction of bank deposits are required to be available for withdrawal. Banks only need to keep a specific amount of cash on hand and can create loans from the money you deposit. Fractional reserves work to expand the economy by freeing up capital for lending. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, folks?
Oh, it's going terrible if you've been watching at all.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything so far.
Oh, good. Don't go back. It's shit. It's all shit. Kind of backed by the military. Well, that's the petrodollar. So, smash value, smash your head. That's all well and good until other countries get bigger than you, and you start being on the declining side of that equation. And it's not worth shit. That's what I just said. Oh, did it? No shit. I didn't see that. It's been a while since I looked into this. So, blah, blah, blah. Fractional reserves work to expand. Oh, I said that. Fractional reserve banking describes a system whereby banks can loan out a certain amount of deposits that they have on their balance sheets. Banks used to require to keep a certain amount of cash depositors placed in their accounts in reserve. All depository institutions are paid a specific interest rate on their reserve balance to encourage holding reserves. Investopedia has a short video. We'll see what they have.
Fractional reserve banking is the banking system most countries use today. It requires banks to hold only a fraction of the money their customers deposit. That amount is the reserve requirement, and in most countries, it is set by the central bank. Banks can loan the rest of their deposits to other customers, which serves to expand the economy. It works like this. Banks accept deposits from individuals and businesses, providing them with savings and checking accounts in return. Banks can loan out the bulk of those deposits to other customers to buy homes or cars, start businesses, or to fund other projects. If a customer deposits $100,000 into a bank and the reserve requirement is 5%, the bank can loan $95,000 out to other customers. Once the the bank has loaned out $95,000, it in essence has created $195,000. Customers borrow that $95,000 and deposit some or all of it into other banks. If the reserve requirement is still 5%, then the other banks can loan $90,250 to new customers, and the process keeps repeating itself. Financial crisis occurs when the fractional banking system breaks down and the money supply does not expand. Many U.S. banks had to shut down during the Great Depression because so many people attempted to withdraw their money at the same time. Today, safeguards exist to prevent such an occurrence.
Safeguards to prevent such an occurrence, like a bank in California that just had to hand over. Yep. Understanding fractional reserve banking. Yeah, today says hello. When you create an account at a bank in the contract, you agree to allow that bank to use a percentage of your deposits as loans to other bank customers. This doesn't mean you don't have access to the money you deposited. It only means that if you want to remove more than a percentage a bank keeps on hand, such as an entire balance from the account, the bank will need to access funds from somewhere else to give you your balance, or they just tell you to go kick rocks. When you deposit money into your savings account, your bank can use an amount specified as a capital to fund loans and pay you for using your money. For instance, say you deposited $2,000 into a savings account. The savings account pays interest generally between 0.5% and 2%. God, I wish mine was that good. So you receive an interest payment on your money, and the bank can use part of it in a loan. In turn, the bank might want access to 80% of your money to use as loans to other customers. Fast fact, you receive interest as an incentive for keeping money in an account the bank can use to create loans. While they shut down the New York Stock Exchange when Robinhood couldn't pay out all the money people made by stopping the shortage of GameStop. Shitbag bankers. 100%. My ego. The Federal Reserve sets interest rates. They are based on economic circumstances and how it decides it can best meet the dual mandate of the maximum employment and price stability. If a bank needs capital to fund loans, withdrawals, or pay debts, or meet other obligations, it can borrow from other banks and pay them interest. As a last resort, the Federal Reserve maintains a service called the discount window, where it lends money to banks at a higher interest rate than they charge between themselves. This encourages banks to seek funds from each other rather than the Fed. Interest is charged between financial institutions based on a range set by the Federal Reserve Board of Governors called the Federal Reserve Target Rate Range. The average interest rate banks charge each other is referred to as the effective federal funds rate. So, I just wonder what the exchange will be when they change the money supply. Are you forced to exchange at a loss of 40%? Maybe, but I don't think the government's going to lose money. The fractional reserve banking process creates money that's inserted into the economy. When you deposit that $2,000, your bank might lend 10% of it to other customers. Bullshit. That bank will loan $1,800, if not more, to others. For 5 other customers' accounts, this creates a loan of $1,000 for the customer needing a loan. And like they said, they put it in their bank account, and so they put the $1,000 in, and it's just repeatedly makes new money. Your balance still reflects $2,000, and the customers that the bank borrowed from also see their balances remain unchanged. If all 6 customers have an account balances of $2,000, It will look something more like this. You and 5 other customers have $2,000 savings. If the bank can use 90% for its deposits for loans, the available capital is $9,000. The bank borrows 10% from each of the 6 accounts, totaling $1,000. There's still a balance of $2,000 in each account, $10,000 total between all 6 accounts. Yeah? The bank essentially created $1,000 and lent it to the borrower. You receive interest payments on your $2,000, and the bank receives a higher interest rate from the borrower to pay your interest and profit from the service. So, what it's saying is these dirtbags created that $1,000 that they lent you, that you have to pay for. Makes sense? Makes sense, right?
I hate everything.
I hate everything too. And so the problem with that is the way our system's set up is there is not enough money that's in circulation to pay off the total debt that has been created. So we're instruments of debt. There's not enough money to pay. Like if everybody wanted to become these great human beings and take all the money that they have and put it all in together in a pool to pay off the national debt, we can't do it. We can't even do it. There's not even enough money in circulation to pay off the total number of debt that exists in the United States. We can never actually pay off the amount of debt that we've taken because the money doesn't exist. There's not enough money to pay it off. So even if we got real fucking generous, we still could not pay it off. Which seems kind of crazy to me. What about you guys?
I have just so much anger at this whole idea. Because, I mean, especially as somebody who went to college, took out loans, paid off my loans, and, you know, has done everything supposedly by the book. And, yeah, when you hit a certain point and you suddenly realize, oh, yeah, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain because they're basically giving away your shit for free and your assets don't actually matter or worth anything. So, yeah, where's that asteroid?
And on top of that, the securitization of your loan. Are you using your loan as an asset to borrow against so that banks can borrow from each other and that shit show really begins? All the money is just fucking fake. Fake.
Oh, and it's not even that it's all fake. I mean, they create these artificial balloons and then they complain, oh, well, we need a bailout or we need, some kind of, something else. We have some kind of recession because things are seriously. It doesn't fucking matter anymore because the damn system is all based on just fake money that doesn't exist. How can we have an economic recession? How can we have problems with the economy if the money doesn't mean jack shit? Serious question. So, yeah, it's whenever I'm like, I hear all this shit about inflation. Oh, you mean the money that the prices that you are artificially inflating because, you want to make something, I just make something more. I'm sorry. I'm at a loss for words. I'm pissed.
Yeah.
And for the love of God, don't you play that goddamn bumper. Don't you do it.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That one?
Oh, God. You know the one I'm talking about.
Trump don't trust China. China is asshole.
That one?
Yeah, remind me off air. I got to figure out where you get your sound effects from.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we've learned here today so far is that it's all bullshit. It's all absolute bullshit. And if, one, your money's not there, it's just not there. Like, it's fucking gone. It's not there. Like, go try to pull out all your money. They will give you every fucking reason they can't. It just, I mean, I just don't, I don't even know. And then you take into the fact that if they're this fucking inept and they still fail when they're making their own money, holy shit. Like,
yep.
You not only made the rules to the game, you are the fucking banker in Monopoly, and everybody's letting you cheat, and you still can't win the fucking thing. Like, what does that say about the people running our country, or running our banking system, or running our economy? Holy shit.
Yep. Time to start investing in some precious metals. And no, I'm not talking about gold and silver.
Brass and lead.
Brass, lead, copper.
Yeah. How much gold is really in Fort Knox? Not a goddamn dime. There's not a fucking bar in Fort Knox. Fort Knox is just that's just a show at this point.
There is more gold in the computer that is sitting at the guard's desk than there is in the rest of Fort Knox.
Mm-hmm. I have more gold in that drawer than they do at Fort Knox. This is why they want to remove physical cash from the equation, people. Pay cash. Stay out of debt. Grow your own food. Barter.
Yep.
And sell your body. Sell your body. Yeah, it's too early to go to sleep. Plus, I'll miss you. Stay awake, buddy. Make tar and feathers great again. Yeah. No reason it should even be at this point. The falling upwards BS needs to stop. Exactly.
Yep.
Mean is correct, maybe. Huh? I'm always correct, Richard. No, I'm usually I'm pretty close to on, or I can explain it, or I'll listen to your thoughts and change my mind. So there's gold in Fort Knox, but not as much currency as in circulation. I don't think there's shit all gold in Fort Knox. Oh, in Kentucky. Oh no! Oh no! When we go to fucked up territory, body's going to be the way that a lot of people make it. I got knee pads to beat the rush. Fort Knox has a
Invest in
gram of
lube.
gold since day one after stealing it. All from the U.S. citizens. Yeah, so the gold buyback, all that shit. How much for Aussie? Who's his pimp? I'm obviously his pimp. What do you think, Strong? $7, $8? American, not that fake shit. Well, actually, give it to me in rubles. I want $7 worth of rubles. The Great Reset. Well, then I'm doing my job.
That's what they're
right.
building toward. Make your money worth absolutely nothing.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, $7, maybe $8 worth of ruble. Yeah, don't say too much. Imagine breaking into Fort Knox, going through all the security, etc. Break into the vault, and on the
plinth.
What the fuck is a plinth?
It's like a pedestal.
On a plinth is a piece of paper saying, "I signed U.S. government." So the last that you're here, Tweety, the last thing I heard was that there is gold, just none of it's the United States. It's all on loan from other countries. Yeah, I don't trust the government. That's why I'm wearing a tinfoil hat.
Seriously, if you trust anything that the government says, if the government said water is wet, up is down, gravity pulls toward the ground, if the government said it, I still wouldn't fucking believe it.
Nope. The government could walk me into Fort Knox, open the door with a fucking gold testing kit, and I would still think they're lying to me. And I purchased the gold testing kit. I would still think they were lying to me. Aussie, are you sure? I have chicken. Lays about 4 dozen eggs a day. Oh, shit, Strong. You are talking my language.
Say big spender over here.
Damn. I mean, Aussie has a pretty mouth, but how you doing? Tanks aren't at Fort Knox anymore. They're at Fort Benning. My stepfather shot Abrams classes at Fort Knox. That's cool. Of course they were. They take care of their own. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's their supposed explanation is the United States doesn't have any gold, but they have holdings for other countries.
Well, given how much other countries owe us for, I don't know, everything from NATO to just other debts and everything, I think some asset seizure is in order.
Yeah, I think so too. Start paying us back, bitch. It would be a shame with these 50 tons of gold we hold for you if we went to war. Right. Leverage to make other countries do what we say. Yeah, I mean, we should talk. Your friend. Well, yeah, I mean, there's not shit we can do about it at this point.
Just remember, our founders fought a war over 2% tax on tea.
Yep.
That's just a historical fact. I'm not making any kind of, not saying anything.
No. Good night, Just Cause. Thanks for stopping by, buddy.
Bye, Just Cause.
Well, they already do. It's called civil asset forfeiture. Yes, dear. Oh, for the win. Yes. Thanks, buddy. Oh, thanks, buddy. I was hoping to replace XCOMer's shit, but nope. Still nope. One day I'll be beautiful enough for XCOMer's avatar. One day. Fuck, where were we at? Oh. No, I actually wore it the other day. When we were talking about something. So. Yeah. Once your old guys are gone, can you imagine the new ones taking? No, they're chicken shits. Like, they're not going to do anything. That's why I'm not overly worried about it. I mean, I hope that eventually we before all the good ones are gone, we can take care of it.
Yeah, definitely need to depussify a lot.
Should have. Yeah, no matter what, we're going to support Ukraine. Who here gives a flying fuck about Ukraine? I don't. So just in case anybody needed a refresher, here's the U.S. debt clock. We're at 31,611,719,000. Well, 720,000. I can't even keep up.
I was going to say, by the time you even finish reciting half of the number, it's going to have probably doubled.
Yeah. Here's our state debts, debt per citizen, debt per taxpayer, $246,867. Congratulations, you've won.
And remember, folks, the government says that it can spend its money more responsibly than you. Mm-hmm. Imagine what you could do with how much money rolled into that system for 1 second. Imagine all the good you could do with that in your own private life.
Imagine. It's insane. We're at millions of dollars, and just blowing through millions of dollars. And then we look down here at dollar gold 1913. They don't have updated. It seems like it's probably not great. It might be too big for the. But here's some. Yeah. It's just insane. Here's the foreign countries' debt holdings. So I mean, just it's just so cute. So cute. So that's our national debt currently. Yeah, that's great. 10% for the big guy. I think if my memory is correct, it's Francis gold you hold so you can keep the frog gold. Frog gold. Desert. Oh, I know about frogs. is what the lovely Alex Jones taught me.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
That's all I know about frogs. If it gets me a Ukrainian ladyboy, I'm all for looking after Ukraine. I fucking knew it, Wild. I knew it, fucking Wild.
Wow.
Fucking knew it. Wild Red is gay, and I love him for it. But he's gay. 100% knew it. %. Oh, this guy's great. Yeah, fuck it, we'll play it. And then I want to get
I figured
into
you'd like that. It's one of my favorites. It's a classic. Yeah, just let me know before you play it. I'll give it a little intro.
I didn't fucking add it again. God damn it.
I'm a one Mr. Cannon, put it all boiled down.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Jimmy McGinnis.
Maybe.
Or
He's been doing this to me all day.
Jimmy McMillan. God damn. How did I fuck that up again?
Oh, you're doing about as shitty as I am today. Come on.
People working 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. Some a third job. Why? The rent is too damn high. The people I'm here to represent can't afford to pay the rent. Cause rent is too damn high. The people being laid off right now can't even put that together. Only a government like a father of a house can put everything in control. The bottom line is the economic state of emergency is the way to go. The way to go. Go. This will reduce the cost. You cut the rent down. You cut the taxes down. To give business owners the chance to hire people. To give business owners the chance to hire people. That is it. Nothing else to be said. In the subject, there's nothing else to talk about. Some say I'm a one Mr. Cannon, but it all boils down to one thing. Rent. It's too damn high. The people I'm here to represent can't afford to pay the rent. Cause rent is too damn high. The people being laid off right now can't even put that together. Only a government like a father of a house can put everything in control. The bottom line is the economic state of emergency is the way to go. The way to go. Go. Rent is too damn high. The rent is too damn high. Too damn high. Rent is too damn high. The rent is too damn high. 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 Rent is too damn high. The rent is too damn high. As a karate expert, I will not talk about anyone up here. Listen, someone's child's stomach just growled. Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Gotta listen like me, because our children can't afford to live anywhere. Once again, why? You said the rent is too damn high.
Mr. McMillan, what's your position on gay shoe marriage?
Rent too damn high, party fee. If you want to marry a shoe, I'll marry you.
I agree. If you want to marry a shoe, marry a shoe.
Yeah, so that was a clip from, I think it was the 2012 or 2008 gubernatorial election in New York. And yeah, there was a gentleman by the name of Jimmy McMillan who was running under the Rent is Too Damn High party. And that was that was a somebody clipped his speech, and yes, it is worth going to watch his original speech together to make a song, and it's just priceless.
So,
Why aren't yours wild red?
why are your children paying rent? Yeah. Why aren't? Yeah.
You can take his comment off about the Ukrainian ladyboys, you know.
No, I'm good.
Just gonna leave that there. Just gonna leave that there in case you need evidence later. I get it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. No, I think Southeast Asia is where the ladyboys hang out.
Well, that's more Southeast Asia is technically India. You're talking about more of the Pacific Islands areas, those kinds of places, you know.
Oh, sorry. Didn't know you were an expert on ladyboys.
I'm not. I just heard the shit, fucker.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that brings us to the third segment, which is the news articles around us. I have once again fixed the new news open. Shit, that's just a news open. We'll see if it works.
Much better.
I think that was much better. Yeah. What do you think, chat? Are we there?
The music kind of kicked in like mid-beat, though, which was a little bit odd. I don't know if that was a delay on your end or if that was actually by design.
Probably. It was probably a delay on my end. Because nothing want to work. Oh, fuck you, Xcomer. I went from a minute to 8.5 seconds.
You know, it was the right length. It was average. It's fine.
Yeah, I like my average song. Song. All right. So, news. What? So this is just joint statement by the Department of Treasury, Federal Reserve, and FDIC. This is in relation to the banks and stuff going under. There's nothing in here. We'll get into the next. It's just a CYA press release. Wanted you to know what was out there. This is from the Federal Deposit Insurance Company Corporation. They insure $250,000 per account, but anything past that will be lost. It's a federal program, so we're establishing a bridge bank to protect all depositors of Signature Bank, New York, and to preserve the value of the institution's assets and operations to sell at a later date. So what happens when these banks start falling? They sell them. The FDIC comes in, guarantees up to $250,000, and then you're fucked on the rest, and the FDIC sells or eliminates some of the things that the banks owned. So, and then the FDIC created the Deposit Insurance National Bank of Santa Clara to protect insured depositors of Silicon Valley Bank, which was closed this morning by state bank regulators in California. So there's that portion of it. Also, Biden to give a speech on banking crisis tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning is Monday morning. Depending on what time it is, because the banks collapsed, it's related to that. Yes. Yes. Taxpayer money. Yep. Yep. FDIC is interesting. So, Biden to give speech. I will. God damn it! If it's doable, I will cover the speech live right here on Mighty Mean. Like I want to watch that asshole fumble over nothing. Oh, I said the quiet part out loud. I apologize.
Oopsie.
Monday should be interesting. From raw alerts, which is Twitter I use often. Monday should be interesting with this bank stuff. It is going to get better, or are more banks going to crash even more? I think the latter. I think the crash even more is probably more likely. So we'll get into a couple of the other bank information here. Giggity. We're working on it.
I don't know why you'd outlaw suburbs. I mean, trust me, I don't. I want to get the hell out of here, but I don't know why. Just saying.
You are fake news.
Part of why I don't want to go buy gold option. Don't go buy gold option. If SHTF really happens, it ain't gonna help you with water, food, shelter, etc. It's what matters the most. In the short term, I think in the long term, silver is a better option for that, because silver could be traded or used as currency in some capacity, and I think silver should at least hold some value as a currency. So personally, I wouldn't buy any more gold myself. I'm just saying myself, because I think we're to the trading section, and you're not buying gold for the stability moving forward. You're buying, blah blah blah. Anyways, just my opinion. Don't give financial advice. Yeah, exactly. Silver has a purpose as well. So, California Bank is seized by the U.S. in second largest failure of a U.S. bank. Well, I mean, I understand what you're saying, though, and we hope it doesn't. But part of it is we have to be prepared that it may.
You think that it won't happen to you, and then it does.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Invest in more precious metals.
You heard it. Arnold Schwartz said, not going to say it.
Put that cookie down. Anyway, I don't know why I did that. I just thought it was funny at the time.
I want a cookie.
Maybe this. I feel like this topic is just sucking the funny out of me.
It's sucking the life out of me too. Sucking the life out of me.
You don't have a soul.
Not after this. Neither do any of these bankers. Fuck. I'm sure you guys heard about this, but we'll go into it. The United States rushed to seize the assets of Silicon Valley Bank on Friday after it experienced a run on the bank. Yep.
Now, why do you think I'm sitting on my house right now?
Should be. Silicon Valley, the nation's 16th largest bank, failed after depositors, mostly technology workers and VCs-backed companies, hurried to withdraw money this week as anxiety over banks' balance sheets spread. It is the second biggest bank failure in U.S. history, behind Washington Mutual during the height of the financial crisis more than a decade ago. No, you're fine. Silicon Valley was heavily exposed to the tech industry, and there's little chance of contagion in the banking sector, similar to the chaos in the months leading up to the Great Recession more than a decade ago. The biggest banks, those most likely to cause systematic economic issue, have healthy balance sheets and plenty of capital. In 2007, the biggest financial crisis since the Great Depression rippled across the globe, blah, blah, blah. We know that. There has been unease in the banking sector all week, and the collapse of Silicon Valley pushed shares of almost all financial institutions lower Friday. Don't I fucking know? Shares that have already tumbled down by double digits since Monday. Silicon Valley Bank's failure arrived with incredible speed, with some industry analysts on Friday suggesting I lost my place. Suggesting it was a good company and still likely a wise investment. That's comical. Silicon Valley Bank executives were trying to raise capital early Friday and find additional investors. However, trading in the bank shares was halted before the opening bell on Wall Street because of the extreme volatility. So they were going down. They tried to keep it afloat, and
shocker, it didn't work.
Right, the U.S. government stepped in. So announced plans to raise up to $1.75 billion to strengthen its capital position. That sent investors scurrying, and shares plunged 60%. This thing fell off a cliff and died. It was pretty insane. So, but I'm sure everybody's heard that one by now. Yep. Get in those Rumble rants before your money isn't worth shit. So I can fly to Bermuda. Yeah, get the fuck out of cities. Holy shit.
Yeah. Shit gonna go down, and it's gonna go down quick, and you better have a backup plan.
I've been okay. My converted peso account just disappears for days, then pops back up. Crap, about 4 months off. Wow, that sucks. Yeah. Ah, fuck. Let's burn it all down, Jonathan. That is the worst. I'm not even kidding. Those light bulbs are in the worst fucking spot. They're so terrible.
Yeah, it's how you tell that an engineer designed this and not anybody with some goddamn sense.
Fucking retards. How many banks have closed? I think we're at 3 now. Correct, Kaiser?
Fuck if I know at this point. As far as I'm concerned, burn it all to the ground. It's all
in Minecraft.
Yeah, what he said in Minecraft, you know, whatever.
Ooh.
After student school because she was accosted by a teacher for walking down the hall. way rather than stopping the Pledge of Allegiance thoughts. I mean, depends on the school's rules. If they have a rule about that, I mean, that's kind of their thing. But again, I need more context there, as well as
I have more questions than answers.
Yeah. It's media. I err on the side of, media fuckery every time, like automatically.
Yeah. I err on the side of this is bullshit.
This is bullshit.
Holy shit. Minnesota dad kills elderly sex offender with moose antler. I just saw that and had to jump over there. Sorry.
Interesting.
I don't know. Well, let's talk about it, but I don't know. Yeah, Moose hung a map on the wall. What's up, Jim? It's going to be called the Minnesota Moose Murderer. That's awesome. I want to watch the trial. Oh, they hung a map with the antlers of a moose. I gotcha. Do I got it now? Where is Moose Maneuver? I don't know. Do you think the government would let us off? We have a loan. I don't know what that message says.
Do you think the Gov will let us off if we have a loan of $1,000 on a sure bet? Because that's what banks have to do with our money. I'm not quite sure I understand what's going on there, but I mean, I don't know. I have questions.
Yeah, me too. Comic relief, and then we'll get back to the news.
Oh, please, for the love of God, yes, comic relief.
I know this is a bad time, but I think there's something you need to know about. Now, this is hard.
Well, I think maybe I know what it is.
You do?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Rackets and racks.
People have the right to do whatever makes them happy. Just don't expect me to like it too.
I know this must be real hard for you.
It's impossible for me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Now, I was just hoping maybe we could get together around the holidays, say Christmas. We all
why the hell should we get together and see each other on Christmas?
No, I was just trying to reach out.
But reach somewhere else. Do what you want to do, but just leave me out of it. Got it?
I got it.
No way here to no more about it, okay?
Not a word.
And what you grinning about? And start thinking about how we can get in the office and talk to Benny. Okay, I got it all worked out.
What the cinnamon toast fuck did we just watch?
That's it's a deep fake of Rakeda and Drex.
I was gonna say I know it's a deep fake of Rackets and Drex, but I'm just like I'm waiting for the joke to happen, and there's no joke.
1,700.
And I'm just gonna come out and say it. Rackets just does not have a face for movies.
No,
or at least all the deep fakes of him just look awful.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Lethal weapon 4? Oh, it's 4. Never mind. Okay.
Here's another one if you want another little goofy, funny video.
Yeah, I'm looking for something because.
There you go. There's one for you. There you go. It's a new intro for Aussie.
Yeah. All right, let's. Fuck. Nope. Because I'm not subscribing to Bloomberg. Fuck it. Signature Bank closed by New York regulators in SVB's wake. Funds protected under exemption like Silicon Valley banks. All signature depositors will be made whole, regulators say. So the rich banks are going to get compensated, but when the normal banks start going down, we're all going to get fucked. No, but do you have it?
I'm searching.
Yep. I got it.
Yep, that's one I found.
That's fucking awesome.
What's up, bitch? What's up, bitch?
What's up, bitch? No, actually, I can't believe this one. Like, I have to watch it again. Oh my god, that's great. Oh, that's so great.
I also have a death metal rooster.
Shut the fuck up. Trump 2024, deal with it. I hope that we can borrow some money from Ukraine to help with our banking failures. Yeah. You can just play videos, goddammit.
Fine, all right.
Oh, I got it now. It gets loud, just so you know. That bird's a pimp.
Yep.
This is something I would watch. Like, you guys think I'm fucking kidding? I'm not. I don't know why this came up in my feed, but it did. Big ass cop.
What?
Shh.
Mustn't say anything, bitch.
Oh, it's playing. It's playing.
Okay. Okay.
It's playing. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Give it to daddy. Give it to daddy. Give it to daddy. Please. I need to fucking hear it. It's not a jump scare. It's 10 hours of silence, occasionally broken up by the top little bell bong. So you just don't know when it's going to come. It's just, it could be now, or it could be 4 hours in. We don't know. I would waste a whole day watching this, but I know you guys weren't that dedicated. Come on, Taco Bell Bong. Feel like making videos like this. I would be so pissed if I sat here for 10 hours and didn't hear a single bong. Like, oh my God, I would be so furious. I just want one. Just one. Just one, and we'll move on. One. Just one.
Bong.
No. Oh, 2x speed. Then it would only be in like 5 hours. Shit.
What if it's not going to be like at least for another hour or two before the bong happens?
Well, then the bong will happen in an hour or two. Oz, did you want to come back out? Or yes, it is. Look, there's time right there, brother. You are welcome to come in, but I don't know if you wanted to come in or not. Crows are? Huh.
Oh yeah, crows are pretty amazing at that. I've got a couple videos.
Hey, Jacob Castro.
Here we go.
Oh, there it was.
One.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna wait for another one. No, I
my
can wait
God.
for another one. I mean, I'm going to, but I'll take it off the screen. Shit. I think Ozzy is here, but he's being a queer. I think I can say that, can I?
I think so.
I know, me too, dude. We'll watch it on Discord after.
Here, I got a video of a crow. It's actually pretty cool.
Okay.
Talk to him.
Hello. Hello.
Always.
Fuck you.
That's crazy.
He's gonna come sit by his.
That's crazy.
Try to pet him.
No, that motherfucker got the big ass beacon on. Fuck you.
We'll start hip hop.
Uh,
All right, so let's get to the. Damn it. No, I haven't, Jacob. All right, let's get this last article in, and then we can just have fun for like 20 more minutes, and then I gotta go over to another stream. So, Wall Street's 4 top banks just had $55 billion wiped off their market value in a single day. 4 of America's biggest banks lost a combined $55 billion of market value in a single day as markets plunged. Bank shares competing Thursday amid fears of contagion effects from the turmoil at Silicon Valley Bank and Silvergate. JP Morgan saw the biggest tumble in market value among lenders, losing $22 billion. Wall Street's biggest bank took quite a thrashing in the stock market Thursday as investors spooked. The turmoil at Silicon Valley Bank and Silvergate Capital dumped financial shares. JP Morgan, Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Morgan Stanley, the 4 most valued U.S. lenders, saw $55 billion wiped off their combined market capitalization on Thursday. Data show. JP Morgan, the biggest U.S. bank, alone saw a $22 billion tumble in its market value as its stock slid 5.41% to $130.34. Wall Street heavyweight Bank of America lost $16.16 billion as its share price fell 6.20% to $30.54. Wells Fargo and Morgan Stanley saw their market cap drop by $10.3 billion and $6.2 billion, respectively. SP index worst week since June 2020. Among other major U.S. banks, Goldman Sachs and Citi also witnessed significant that thing. The sell-off came amid heightened fears of contagion effects from financial distress at Silicon Valley Bank and Silvergate Capital. SVB's stock crashed 60% Thursday after the company said it would sell more shares to cover the $1.8 billion loss incurred after completing a $21 billion fire sale of its bond portfolio. What happened?
wow, fuck if I know, man. I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, there we go. So satisfying. Oh.
This is the level that our show has become.
Oh.
I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come.
Could be worse. Could be the M1 Garand ping. I'm gonna come. Ching.
It'll be here. Holy shit. CFO of Bed Bath & Beyond took a dive out a window a few years back. Yeah. This is after Bed Bath & Beyond stopped carrying my bill.
He might have been saved if not for that one blunderous decision.
Don't admit your crimes on the internet. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
I'm waiting for what comes next. God damn it, I'm scared.
What the fuck?
Does anybody want to hear this shit anymore? Jesus Christ, the banks are failing. We're all fucked. Like I said,
It's
start
all
selling your
going to
body.
hell in a handbasket.
I'll be a buyer at the deadline, but then I'll be selling as well. All right, let's listen to this asshole.
Okay, we need something lighter for a minute.
Exactly.
So, there are times in this job and career that it has to be true because you can't even make it up.
Exactly.
So let me introduce you to Martin Gonzalez Garcia. This guy is not scheduled to be able to complete college as a Rhodes Scholar. All right. This guy may be like the dumbest person on the face of the earth. I mean, I'm just guessing.
Holy shit, have you met Hayden?
Out loud, But on the 29th of December,
he's
about
the one
1:10
doing
in
all
the
those
morning,
things.
we get an alarm at
Fuck
a Dollar
you.
General out in Poinciana. And we respond to the alarm and find there's been a burglary and a theft. So we start the investigation, and we have some video of the guy who breaks into the store. Well, the manager looks at this video and goes, well, I recognize that guy. I talked to him about a cell phone. He wanted a cell phone. Interestingly enough, there's a cell phone stolen from the burglary. And not only that, he asked about employment. I gave him an application. Well, not only that, I got his phone number. Did you hear that? Did you hear what I said? I didn't stutter. We had his phone number, and the deputy who's investigating it go, yeah, I recognize that guy from the neighborhood. So we look for him all through the night, and the night shift goes home. They come back to work that night. Now, look, I know, look, y'all look at me. I'm not drinking, okay? I'm not on intoxicating drugs. At 18:55 hours at night, we get a 911 hang up. A 911 call. Did you hear that? A 911 call. I'm sober as most judges right now. We get a 911 call. Our deputies respond to Cardinal Street in Poinciana to a vacant house with a for sale sign in the yard. So we're checking the house. That's where the 911 call came from. The sliding glass door is open. So we go in and we check it out. And voila, there's Martin along with his girlfriend, Alicia.
Okay, Sean, I know you don't like cops, but that's fine. But this man is wildly effective, and I bet you there's not fuck all for crime in his neighborhood. Like, if you know you're going to be on, on the forefront like this, you're not going to be committing crimes.
Ocaso, she's 22. That's right, they're in the house. So we go in and we, of course, take them into custody. Martin confesses to both of the burglaries. Ashlis, she confesses to her burglary that they're in the house. And here's what she said. I swear she said this. It's hard for me to even get this out. She dialed 911 to have a deputy come there to help them move their belongings and take them to the airport so that they could fly back to New York. That they don't like it in Florida anymore. Did you hear? Did you hear that she dialed 911 from inside the house that they'd broken into so we could help them pack up and give them a ride to the airport so they could return to New York?
Shots fired! Shots fired!
You have to be from New York to do something like that. Or you could have been from Baltimore because he used to be there. Or he has an outstanding warrant in Cleveland, Ohio. You could be from Cleveland. But for some reason, I don't think, even as inclined as Baltimore and New York is to not enforce the law, that you would think it's okay to commit a burglary and dial 911 to catch a ride out of the place. That's right. They didn't think there was anything wrong with it. Well, there is something wrong with it. You know, in New York, they're not going to hold you responsible for a minor burglary like that with nothing stolen out of the house. You know, they're going to let you go or have no jail bail, or I don't know what their deal is up there, but newsflash, they weren't in New York. They weren't in Baltimore. They weren't in Cleveland. They were in Polk County, Florida. And in Polk County, Florida, we lock you up. New phone, new cell phone, girlfriend. We took all of that stuff and we gave them a ride. It wasn't to the airport. It was to the county jail. But given the circumstances in New York City, hey, maybe the county jail in Polk County is better than New York City. It's certainly safer than New York City. So I have seen some craziness in my life, but if this is the beginning of 2023, we've got a lot of craziness to see this year. But I don't know of anyone who's ever said, hey, I'm in the middle of a burglary here, but I'd like a ride to New York. Can you take me to the airport? She said that. We thought she was kidding. She wasn't. Now, you can go ahead and ask any questions you want, but I don't know how to make sense out of that. I guess you say, well, what do you think, honey? Well, we're not in New York anymore. Give me a kiss goodbye, because we're not going to get to stay in the same jail cell in Polk County. It's crazy. Y'all have a good day. Help us catch these bad guys that are shooting up innocent children.
Are there any restrictions of cars or anything?
Not yet. We have some information, but we haven't focused it down. I mean, we're doing the normal. This is a shoe leather type of investigation, so we will release other information as we can focus down. But we think we'll create more distractions for ourselves and the community at this early stage to be releasing stuff. Okay. Next time you go to the Dollar General and pick up an application and leave your phone number to go to work, don't come back and do the burglary in the middle of the night. See y'all later.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have a special. Kaiser, this one's not for you, but I'm going to borrow your stinger, okay?
Okay.
Thanks, Bill. Let's talk about this worthless smut bitch and what she has to say about fucking seeds and shit in Michigan and how she might have overreacted and made a little bit of a mistake. Gretchen Whitmer, you're a fucking cunt. Good morning, people.
There were moments where we, had to make some decisions that in retrospect don't make a lot of sense, right? If you went into the hardware store, you could go in the hardware store, but we didn't want people, all congregating around the gardening supplies. People said, oh, she's outlawed seeds. It was February in Michigan. No one was planting anyway. But that being said, some of those policies, I look back and think, that what maybe was a little more than we needed to do. There were moments where
she is such a smug bitch. She has that smile on her face. She's like, oh, well, I made a mistake. Well, no shit. She literally, for those of you who aren't from Michigan, during the COVID lockdowns, took Home Depot and cut all, fucking taped off lanes so you couldn't even go down the goddamn lane to paint your house or plant seeds or do this or do that. Stupid bitch. I hate this woman. And if she ever makes it any further in politics, God help us all. God, I hate this bitch. And she's fucked up Michigan so bad. Michigan's such a great state. Such a great state. And we have stupid fucks like this. We have Granholm and other pieces of shit. She is literally the female version of Adolf. That's why I call her... Fuck, I forgot what I call her. Because I'm pissed. God, wow. I hate this bitch.
You definitely are heated because you usually don't forget that it's to the insult you're going to use against somebody.
Just looking at her fucking little beady eyes, just ugh. And
I've seen beadier, but not by much.
Yeah, she has to pull that bullshit, which she fucking. Oh, they tried to kidnap me. No, the FBI tried to kidnap you for a political stunt so you could make your ass into the White House.
That shit was too damn funny, wasn't it?
Oh, she's such a bitch. Her and Newcomb need to be put in an island together. Well, I think they've been to an island together, and that happens to be fucking Epi's island.
Ooh, nasty.
See, I fucking love you. I can't say it, but
what?
No, look at private chat. But don't say anything. Ever heard of seed starts? Most feeds need to be started indoors. Michigan has a shorter growing season. Of course it does. And it wasn't just seeds. It was you couldn't buy paint because we were trying to fucking paint. We were like, why don't we paint our front room? Because who gives a shit? Like, whatever. Could not even go down the paint aisle. And if you could go down an aisle in a store, like the local Ace Hardware, who was like, fuck you, we're not going to, you couldn't buy the shit there because they wouldn't let you. What the actual? Oh, you
read it. Just read it. I'm like, I forgot to hit mute too.
No. Adolf Wittmer is a lesbian. I don't think she's ever touched a penis. Kiss my ass, Sean. I love this state. I fucking love Michigan. We have everything. No, and like I was all ready to wrap it up. We just had fun, watch some funny videos, watch a cop, make fun of people. And then I see this in my fucking timeline, and I'm like, oh, this bitch. Yeah, no, that's the scary part. Is that she'll run and win because people are all over her balls. She's a shit speaker. She's a terrible speaker. She's the most inauthentic person I've ever seen. And she's going to run for president and win because some asshole won that didn't leave his basement. So, of course, this bitch is going to win. She's a woman.
I remember seeing a speech that she did sometime not too long ago, and it was just like, oh my God, really?
I covered and reacted to the State of the Union, and holy shit. Like, she's just barely past functionally retarded. And I don't know that she's that fucking far past it. Yeah, that's the other thing. Her shithead husband, when she locked us all fucking down and we couldn't leave and we couldn't do shit, couldn't leave anywhere, couldn't fly, couldn't do anything, her fucking husband took off with her whore daughter and her daughter's over 18, I can say that. Her whore daughter went down to Florida to party it up. And yeah, cunt got elected again. I really fucking hope John James runs for governor. Or James Craig. You hear that? Fucking liberals, when you try and call me a racist, I just picked two people to run for governor. Both happen to be black. John James, black man, Army veteran, and James Craig, black man and former chief of police for Detroit, Michigan. And James Craig is a great fucking man. I have worked with James before. I know James very well. I think he's a little old for the position and a little too... he's got too much... He doesn't have that soft edge that you need in politics, unfortunately. But yeah, so fuck me. Anyways. Oh, fantastic. You stop looking and you go. We all know this painting scenario did not happen. Yes, it did, goddammit. Yes, it did. God, I hope not. God, I fucking hope not. Hang on. We're gonna...
Yeah, Impish, it's the same one.
They made fun of her on, I forgot that. They made fun of her on Saturday Night Live. I'm trying to find, of course we're not going to find one. I wasn't a fan of Tudor Dixon. The young lady that ran against Gretchen last time. I didn't think she had much of a chance of winning, but this is her re-election speech.
Wherever your business...
Fuck your ads. Whatever. Yep. I think that's her daughter, isn't it, AP?
I am so happy to be here with all of you and my family and my partner in governance and all the phenomenal Michiganders who worked so hard to make sure that our voices were heard, to make sure that we set our state on the course that is focused on the future, that is focused on solving problems, not demonizing others, that is focused on ensuring that Michigan is the place to build your life, to raise your family, and to make a great existence here. We have come a long way, Michigan. We are thrilled at the unexpected high turnout. We are thrilled that the 3 ballot initiatives got passed.
Oh, you mean the ballot initiative that allowed you to? Oh, wait, no, I'm not supposed to talk about that.
About Fox News, but I'm glad they called this election too.
What?
Fact of leading this state for 4 more years is something for which we are.
Oh, fuck you, whore. I don't even want to listen to your shit anymore. Her daughter, one of the famous things was she's a lesbian. She's a lesbian. And, yep, exactly. She's a lesbian, and she was talking about how excited she is for abortion and how excited she is. And she's going to take birth control because she just thinks that it would be helpful. But she's a lesbian. Yep. So this bitch sold out her daughter to be a lesbian so that she could get political points. No, Michigan has great people like myself. We just also have Ann Arbor. John James is a cool guy, like his mentality, who's great for the state, but the powers that be don't like a black man that is conservative. Yeah, and he got a weird kind of push last time. Anytime you get that weird surge push, I wish you would have ran for the House again instead of running for Senate. Because anytime you get that weird big push, I think it gets uncomfortable. So circles right and wrong then. Yes. The FBI for political points. Feds, yes. If my God wants Biden to run, or he will run 24 forward, so I will get the yes in the state. What state are you in? Who wants to run? J.B. Pritzker said, yes, Tudor Dixon, Dixon. Sure, we'll watch it next time. Yeah, I. Well, she might be fun. She's a lesbian. She's on birth control, so don't have to worry about the nut up. His best extension browser. I can't use Firefox. That's part of the reason. I can't use Firefox with StreamYard. I have to use Chrome because if not, I can't share sound, or I have to share my whole screen, and then you guys would see all the porn that I watched during the show, and then I'd get fucked up.
Yeah, you might want to see somebody about that, man. It's getting a little excessive.
Well, I don't know. I didn't mean to. Like, I didn't want to see it. I was clicking through my Twitter feed, and I'm like, we'll see. We'll see if there's anything interesting going on right now before we sign off here. And I was like, oh, this bitch. And then I started listening to her. I'm like, oh, this bitch.
I realized we said we were going to try and actually start closing out the show, and like we've just kept going.
Like an hour and a half ago?
Something like that. And you gave me shit like a couple of weeks ago for like a week or two ago.
I was
for long ass goodbyes.
No, that was Friday. And we went in fucking, I don't even know what, but I was so tired. And you guys just kept going. And I'm like, fucking somebody put me out of my misery. Does somebody else want to get pissed off? Let's watch this real quick. It's 21 seconds. Oh, fuck, that's loud. Sorry. This is El Paso, and migrants pushing their way through the border to get free shit. all those families and not single males. Hundreds of
Sean
migrants
Dave,
have
shut your
swarmed.
youper mouth.
What? Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. I really think that she was put up for the LGBTQIA plus $, left, right, up, down. Eat a dick. Oh, this is kind of, I don't know if I can say this is funny. It's funny. We'll watch it in a second. That's the same video from Raw Alerts. Okay. So I think that she was a whore, and switch to the Discord integrated or Streamlabs. I don't like Streamlabs. Streamlabs is such a pain in the ass for guests, man. I know Chrome does, but then it blah. I'd get past 1,000 subs quicker for what? Whatever I have to do. I mean, I will literally get on my knees and go to town to get past 1,000. Maybe. Good night, Imp.
Night, Impish.
I fucking hate her. I'm sorry, AP. I didn't piss anybody off. I just got pissed off. Oh, that's fantastic, Roseman. Good to see you, though. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night, Jacob.
I think the audience is trying to tell us something.
Want to go fuck ourselves?
Pretty much.
We're still over 20. I'm okay with it. We'll watch this last video, and then we'll really actually call it. This is like 20 seconds. This is the bridge where Hills Up Harris was for the photo op not too long ago. Peaceful rioting. I mean, protests. I mean, riot protests.
Summer of Love. Summer of Love. Remember that.
Summer of Love. Yeah.
Love, tolerance, and acceptance.
Yeah. I mean, if there's one thing we have, it's open discussion and everybody. Oh, I didn't fucking share it again. Never mind. We're too far gone. I already got rid of it. Sorry. It's just another El Paso fucking short clip. Yeah, we're all pretty calm here. But I like open discussion, and I'm not a fan of echo chambers. So, with that being said, no. Well, that's the reason why I just need to go to sleep. Catch me on Jessica Reloads in like 15 minutes. We're playing Phasmophobia. One day I'll sleep. One day. So, with that being said, I'm going to play you Fine People Out with Hottie of the Day. I like this one a little bit. Thank you, Kaiser, for stopping by. Thank you, Ozman,
Absolutely.
for running the soundboard. There you go. And
I don't have any control of the soundboard. I don't do anything. I just sit here.
Well, maybe. meet for president of the hot dog factory. I already am. So, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy. Please hit that like on the way out. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe. Hit Kaiser too if you want. Not his channel, just like give him. Yeah. Kaiser Griff, buddy.
Hey guys, it's Kaiser. So got a new week of content coming up. Got some things coming down the pipe you'll be quite interested in. So stay tuned. Definitely hit up my links, which should be posted in chat. If not, I'll throw those in there. But otherwise, definitely check us out on Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be the big show that we're doing this week, where we are talking about the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle and some of the fascinating instances of
Today, Junior!
Really?
I'm sorry. Go for it.
I was literally like 2 seconds from being done, and you pull that shit.
Your temper brings dishonor to my happy Mushu palace.
I don't control the sound. I'm not doing it. Anyways, go for it, Kaiser.
No, that's it. I'm fucking done. Just come over here on Wednesday. Watch my shit. Subscribe.
Real question.
Fuck this guy.
Now you're getting it. Fuck this guy. That's the best way to do it. So funny. Are we doing
Fucking
J6
asshole.
tomorrow? Or no? You never actually answered.
Sorry, what?
Are we doing J6 now? Yes. No.
What?
Are we?
I did not hear you ask me anything.
Holy Christ! Are we collabing tomorrow on J6?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Mighty, you piece of shit. I step away for 1 minute and you start fucking with Kaiser like that. For shame. You know who wrote that? Not Meaty, because you can hear my fucking keyboard. But nice try. Kaiser and I are going to dual stream to both platforms. So I am going to. So Kaiser and I are going to both stream to our Rumbles simultaneously. So my Rumble, Kaiser's Rumble. We're going to deep dive January 6th tomorrow, 8:30.
Yep. So that means definitely watch my Rumble stream. Give me all the Rumble rants.
It's about Ozzy's been helping me out, so he has admin to my channel. So anything he types on my channel comes up as Mighty Meat.
The mask started to slip there. Your multiple personalities started to kind of squeak out.
Oh shit! They'll never know. They'll never know. Like when guys deep dive you, only you, baby, only you. With that being said, we're gonna play about with Hottie of the Day. Everybody, after we're finished here, I don't fucking know what time because I haven't looked. But at some point, I'm going over to Jessica Reloaded to play Ghost Hunting. Yeah, bullshit. See, he caught himself. I'm probably already late. If they're over here yelling at me, then I'm probably already late. So, here's Hottie of the Day. Have a great night. We'll see y'all tomorrow, January 6th. For January 6th. Like, tomorrow's not January. You fucking know.